He goes, Rentus here, mentorsapproach.com. Today's email, it's all about bouncing on everything you know to do your own thing and how to go about that, what's the easiest way. And, when it comes with family, how do you deal with that? How do you work with your family so they understand what you're doing, especially if they're so invested in their own business? So here we go. Hi, Nikos. I am stuck with my family business and I want to bounce out. I want my own restaurant with my own style. Kind of like your hashtag. Nico Style, by anybody who has not been on Instagram yet. Go check it out. My family doesn't want me to do anything as they have a good set of restaurants and think I am too stupid to do anything on my own. I make a great salary with the family and don't have any money issues. I have saved up to do my thing. What would you do? How does your coaching work with something like this? Okay, first off, I want to get this through your head. Your family does not think you're stupid. They don't think you're too stupid to start your own restaurant. Okay? And honestly, I know who you are. I know you got a European background. I'm Greek. I know all the Greeks. I have questions by Greeks who are going through this. I got questions by Italians. You name it. So don't think about it that way. What's happening is they have these restaurants and they go, why? We built all this stuff for you. Why would you want to leave us? Okay? We're going to give you everything. Now what their exit strategy is and how that involves you, who knows? And it might be that they give you all the restaurants. It might be that they give you one restaurant. It might be that, who knows? Okay? You need to ask that. You need to clarify that. You need to figure that out. I don't know how old you are, but I mean, when you start moving into the place where you want to get married and have kids and all this great stuff, it's hard to do that if you don't have your security, and the security is not the family, because the family dictates what you do. So if you want to go buy a $500,000 house and not a $300,000 house, your family is involved in that decision and all this and that. So I understand where you're coming from. I also understand that you want to do this because it's your dream. Okay, I've seen your Instagram. It's great. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, your family and your ideas here. Okay. And it's modern, it's fancy, it's new, okay? It's something that's going to make a lot of money, and a lot of people are going to be like, this is awesome. And then you got your family, and they're like, hey, we this is how you do restaurants. You get the bacon and the eggs, and you make breakfast, and you charge a lot for it, and you make money. People are happy. We go home, we have money in our pockets. Okay? Nothing fancy. Just make money. Because at the end of the day, what we have is in the pockets is just money. So why do you need to go do all this? Okay? So now you got to bridge that gap so they can understand that. You have a lot of opportunity, unlike other people I've talked to. What you can do is figure out their exit strategy, figure out where the future lies, figure out what's going to be happening with these restaurants. Okay? You have money saved up. You have different options. Okay? And I would be looking from a perspective of, let's figure out what's happening with the parents. Let's figure out what's happening with me. Okay? With regards to if I stayed here and what would I do, okay? And then figure out what you would do if you went and built this restaurant. Now, there's a lot of risk in the restaurant you want to build. It's new, and anytime you make anything modern and fancy, I go, anywhere I go, how many restaurants are closing? We know the stats on the industry with restaurants closing. So you run a big risk, right? But you're in a good situation. If you do go do that, your family's not going to be like, forget him. They're going to be back. And, but you need to establish that. I'm not saying that. And this goes out for anybody, right? I'm not saying, all parents are alike. But here's the thing. You got money saved up. And I'm going to give you something that somebody they've succeeded at this. And I'm not saying everybody will succeed at it. And not everybody would want to do this. But while they were going through the same dilemma, they were sitting there going, what do I do? And where do I move forward? My parents don't trust me. But they had a lot of cash right there. So I sat there and I told them my opinion. And then I looked at them and I go, did you find a place? Where are you going to put this in? And they're like, well, I got 3 locations, but they all suck. And I'm like, how long have you been looking for a place? Oh, about 5 years. Oh, 5 years. Okay, so either you have found the spot and you decided not to do it because you chickened out because your family's saying no, or you really haven't found a spot. So how about we build your credibility in the meantime because you can't find a spot? Let's leverage what you have and let's go get something that works. Let's buy a franchise. And he looked at me and he goes, why would I do that? And I told him, go figure it out. And he comes back and he goes, well, I found several franchises where I don't need to work. I just need to go in there and make sure it's operating. And I was like, great, okay, let's analyze him, let's work through him. And within a couple years, okay, this guy's finally building his restaurant with 4 franchises underneath him. They're all making money with his full support from his family because he went out and did something that worked. I'm not saying this is for everybody, but he showed initiative by going and doing something and not leaving his money to sit around. Okay. And, if he hadn't done that, eventually he would have found the spot and bounced out and worked on it. His family was just kind of like, we're not going to support you. If you go do this and lose all your money, we'll be here. If your family's like that, well, then take the risk. What's there to lose, right? Now we're going on the emotional side, right? And we're saying, I don't want to fail and I'm scared to fail, so I'm not going to do it, and I'm blaming it all on my family. Okay, if that's the case, then you need to figure out what to do and move forward. You need to make a structured plan and walk through it. So if you came to me for a coaching thing, we would establish these, okay, all these things, and we would sit down for a coaching session. I would go, okay, this is where we're at. This is where you need to be. You choose, and I will help you. And then we will get you in the mentors approach program, so you can actually walk down the road of down this path and me by your side, making sure you make the right decisions at the right time. Okay, and then eventually you can repeat this process. I want you to be able, 4 months, 8 months, a year later, to say, I can go open up another restaurant. I can go open up this. I can do this. That's the goal. If it is truly your family stopping you and blocking you, you have to come around and figure out how to bridge that gap. Okay, I'm not one to cut family ties. I'm not one for all that. I want to work through any problems. I want to work through and do everything and make sure the family works together cohesively. They're all one unit, because at the end of the day, family means a lot to me. Some people don't feel like that, and that's when I have people with coach calls that call me and they're like, I cut off my family. And I was like, well, that's hard. Let's fix it, because clearly it affected you more than you thought it would. So take some time. Walk through just the idea. Get a whiteboard and walk through those scenarios. Walk through, what are you doing? Okay. Walk through, how can you bridge that gap? Take them out to these restaurants that you want to make and be like, look at this restaurant. Look at this. This is what I want to build. We're going to go out to 5 restaurants. Agree with me that you'll do that, so you can see what I'm talking about. I need your help because you guys have the experience, so you can help me do this. And once you start doing something like that, what you'll see is okay, my son really wants to do it. My son really wants to do it. Let's do it. Okay? Or they're going to be like, and then, then you can make your arrangements to go do something else. I'm telling you, go invest in some stuff that will bring back something solid. Don't just invest wildly. Okay? Get advice before you do anything. Walk through it, and off you go. Like I said, that's the path I would take. And even if you didn't open that restaurant right away, your dream restaurant, and you went and opened from scratch something else that will bring money in, that you don't need to be there all the time, and you show your parents, hey, look what I did, with $20,000-$30,000 that I had, I opened up, a hamburger joint, a pizza joint, this kind of a restaurant, and then you went and bought a franchise, or you decided to do the big move. Your family needs to see that you are committed more than, are you stupid? Okay, so get that thought out of your head. Are you committed? What can you do? Start working with them so you can achieve that greatness that you want to achieve. This is Nico's Rentas, mentorsapproach.com. Don't forget to download Ideas to Profits, the blueprint. It will do wonders if you're working on a product or service that you want to launch.